input. An interesting rendition of Leonardo da Vinci's painting redone there. So we're going to go in here and check out and see what they have to say about the fallen. Here you can see a model of what happened in Roswell. Here we have the paper with the Roswell account. Then we have the cover-up of the weather balloon. Army saucer proves to be a dud. Right here, ranch at Roswell captures flying saucer. See, ladies and gentlemen, your government is hiding the truth from you, and even whenever they slip up every now and then let it out, they got to go back and clean up the mess real quick. You know, as you look at this right here, this is kind of the depiction that you see, and what I really see here is the fallen angels, what Scripture defines as the mating with the sons of men, a demonic looking creature. But people think they're aliens, and ladies and gentlemen, they've been here with us a long close up right here. And that right there, that's the look of the fallen. Oh, hey, he turned so I could see him. Right there. Do you know that there's a study been done that people said that they were abducted, that if they called on Messiah, that immediately it stopped. You know what that tells you? That these things that are not of this world, they're not aliens, they're demonic. Here's another visual aid of what was going on. Just one more time, we can see right here. That's the envisionment that people have of aliens, and bottom line, all that really is demons and fallen angels. You got to. Here's all sorts of evidences over the years. This is at the museum as well. I've seen all sorts of things fall from the sky, as I've seen armor, but I've never seen flying things described by people like this. The triangle thing, the black aircraft project thing with the government, that's a big one people talk about nowadays, is the flying triangles. Lots of people have spoken about these encounters though. Okay, let's see right here. Right here we have implants surgically removed. And don't this look like something interesting? Like RFID chips? Look at that. And people have been finding this in their body and getting them removed. I guess this is from people that have been abducted. Right here is what it says. I'll read this. Let me see. Here is people where they said they were abducted. Body markings on them. I would also equate this with demonic manifestation. If you look at the new Navy fighter that they have and some of the things that's out there, it's awfully strange how the design's almost the same. Operation Paperclip, the Nazis were working on. A lot of flying craft too. And when asked where they get the technology from, the one that worked for NASA, his name right there, when I remember it off the top of my head in a minute, he he said that they gave it to us. Speaking of the Nazis, and right here is one of the ones that sticks out the most when people talk about the Nazis' technology with the flying saucers. Also right here, this is a great diorama of one of the aircraft, the flying saucers. Now, they say that in the Black Forest, that's where they were given this knowledge. Where did it start? Here is one that I think is very significant, the palanquin. This is a tomb relief, and this is what was on the lid. And it looks like a man working a flying spaceship. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab one of these. I'll add the thing in later. Right here is a larger view of it. You've got the air breathing apparatus, equipment. You can definitely see the technology involved in that there. So what really went on? Were these Nephilim? Did they get some of the fallen? What really happened that night?
So following my trip to New Mexico and to Roswell, it put one thing most certainly in perspective for me, and that is the fact that humanity has truly been deceived to the fact that they believe that aliens are a real presence. Now, what I would say is there is a half-truth to that. Aliens do exist. It's demons. They have been with us from the very beginning, as I stated there when I was actually in the museum visiting. And I appreciate the museum, by the way, for letting me film all this. There's so much knowledge that they've gathered and amassed there for people to see. Is that what I would tell you that is so important to understand is that though a CE4, I believe, and I'll put the link in the video description to it, is through their studies they have found that those that cry out to Messiah, when they have a demonic alien visitation, is that it stops. It just completely, utterly stops. Why? Because they're demons. Now, as you look and study this out, this is what I would encourage you to start with. Is Genesis 6 is the we see the fallen angels mating with the sons and with the daughters of men, and then following the mating of the fallen angels with the daughters of men. Please excuse me, man, got that messed up. Is that we see that the offspring of that became giants. Well, when the flood destroyed these giants, is that they were to be wicked spirits upon the earth. Alright, and all this stuff will be wiped out in Judgment Day. But in the meantime, they're bound here to the planet Earth. Well, technology has been with the fallen since the beginning. They descended on Mount Hermon. So what we see now is these fallen beings, offspring that are deceased, that are the wicked spirits upon the earth. They have the ability, I will just say this, quantum physics. They have the ability to materialize and dematerialize and do things that we can't. And it really breaks down to quantum physics. And I don't want to try to get into all that right now. What we need to understand is they have abilities beyond ours. They have technology beyond ours. And when that's coupled together, it creates deception. So what happens is these demons make people think that they are aliens and that they're real. And they're not. They're demons. They have been since the very beginning. And that visit to Roswell put that completely in perspective to me. Because the last generation, I believe this will be a key ingredient to the great falling away. Because if you can get people to believe in other beings and demons and things like that outside of our planet, if you can get people to not think they're demons and think that they're aliens, then it takes one more notch away from believing the power of the Scripture. And just a couple notes on my visit to there is that a book wrote by Eric von Daniken. You know, this, what I would say to this is, I'm not trying to slander Eric von Daniken, but like the scholar base out there, you know, like Ancient Aliens and things like that on History Channel, they would want you to get in this perspective that these things done all these great works. You know, a lot of the cities, a lot of the great feats of mankind that were built way long time ago and now that we have left after the flood, you have to remember that giants, a lot of those built those things. I believe in the book of Yeshua that Nimrod even had them help him build Baalbek, I believe it is, and also one other great city. But anyway, irregardless, the thing that I would say to this is just right here as an example. Right there you would see a alien spacecraft. Now this is the paper that I grabbed while I was filming there in the museum in New Mexico. And right there you can see the grave marker tomb cap. There's two options that people can take from that. Is that it is describing a spacecraft, which takes a lot of imagination, but what I believe is actually describing, and I'm not no master at it, but I have studied mind glyphs. This book right here has been very helpful in that. Is that I believe it describes through the hieroglyphics and depictation of the being falling into death, into the underworld. He's departing into the underworld. The tree of life comes up through that, so that's a depiction of that. And what happens is all these people try to make a mountain out of a molehill and get you to go off in the left field believing that there's aliens and they have all this great technology and there's so much they can do for mankind, when really at the end of the day is if you look in the book of Enoch in the very beginning chapters, 6, 7, 8, I think 9 and 10, and you look at Genesis 6, is that you see these demonic beings and their forefathers, the fallen angels, corrupting humanity through the use of their technology, through the use of their mating with humanity, and then even after their offspring, the giants, were destroyed, their demonic offspring trying to make humanity believe that there's something else. And not only that, it's kind of false worship if you think of it too. The last thought I'd leave with you is this. CE4, you can check the link in the video description below. They plainly done a study over the years, countless different places, countless different people. And one thing was a reoccurring thing, is that during these demonic manifestations, or alien visitations, abductions, is that during these things taking place, those that cried out to Messiah, those that cried out to the Most High above through His Son, the demonic manifestation, the alien visitation, immediately stopped. Immediately. So if that be the case, if these were some divine beings, just amazing creatures from somewhere else that had so much to offer humanity, why is it when called out to the name of the Most High Son that immediately these things stop? Because they're demons. And ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, this is going to be one of those great deceptions playing in as part of the end time prophecy. I really believe that, before the trumpets, probably during the trumpets, things like this, demonic manifestation, making people think that they're UFOs and they have so much to offer humanity, is going to be one of those things that helps steal people's worship away from the Father. Make people stop believing. And I encourage you, be not deceived. All it is demons. They will be put down. There's great technology that they have. There's no doubt in my mind. They give it to NASA. They gave it to the Germans. They taught mankind evil things just like they did years ago, before Noah's time. It's just like stuff right out of the Lord of the Rings book, alright? Giants and all that crazy stuff. So this is nothing new under the sun. And I want you to not be deceived, and that's why I took time to visit New Mexico. That's why I took time to take you on a tour through the UFO Museum. That's why I took time to go through the scripture here and read the book of Enoch, read Genesis 6, read the accounts to see how this stuff, there's nothing new. This is old. We're just in the new age with technology, and we think that all these things are just something very special. They've been with us from the beginning. So until we see you again here at Seven Trumpets Prepper Channel, I hope you have a most blessed day in Yahushua name.